Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, and this week on the PC version of Battle Operations 2, we have some big news. First of all, we have the arrival of the long-awaited F91. But before we go one-shotting them, there's some even bigger news. Appearing in the recycle ticket shop for 1 week only, the mobile suit today is easily the biggest purchase I've ever made. This is the mobile suit that takes up half your screen, the 650 cost general type, Xeku Zwei. While this mobile suit is most famously known to be the biggest celestial object since the Nightingale, there's a lot more to this mobile suit than just sheer size. Unloaded our first set of missiles, fired a set of sturmfaust, and we activate the special system, Overfeed. Instantly reloading all weapons, a single sturmfaust might be weak, but things are different when you have 8 of them. Flew up to avoid getting stuck between buildings, then we unload the freshly reloaded 42 mag missile pod. Our enemies simply drowned in explosions while their shots bounced off the special buffers of this moving fortress. Wasted our sturmfaust, but not a problem because our missiles are ready again! Slam on the thrusters while we steer the missiles from above. By the time Overfeed expires, we have such a great lead that temporarily losing all our ballistic weapons doesn't bother us anymore. A few more shots with the beam gun and that's the first wave over. That's quite a lot in 1 minute. As we've demonstrated, Overfeed is an extremely powerful skill. While its name suggests it's only a quick reload, it's way more than just that. First of all, this Stagger Reduction. While Overfeed is active, incoming ranged staggers are reduced by a grade as long as the Xeku Zwei is holding a ranged weapon. Just like close combat program but for ranged weapons only, with a press of a button, the Xeku Zwei turns into a flying Zoc, ignoring all the staggers the enemy throw at it. But it's not just normal staggers, even stagger accumulation doesn't work on the Xeku Zwei. While Overfeed is active, stagger accumulation on the Xeku Zwei is reduced by 50%. Combined with damage control level 2 on this mobile suit, that's a total of 320% accumulation to stagger. Good luck getting there while missiles keep flying at your face. Finally, we get to the reloading part of this skill. Instantly reloading all the ballistic weapons on this mobile suit. That is how we can unleash the deadly 8 Sturmfaust combo. While Overfeed is active, the reload time of all ballistic weapons is also cut by half, making the missile pod reload time a mere 5 seconds. Such a powerful skill of course comes with downsides. When Overfeed expires, all ballistic weapons on the Xeku Zwei gets disabled for 20 seconds. That's everything but the beam gun. Well, not a problem if your enemies are eradicated already. That's it about Overfeed, but we of course have to cover the weapons as well. Let's start with the weapon you're using the most, the missile pods. Firing 42 missiles like a machine gun that steers, these missiles come with 13% stagger per hit to put a stop to literally anything if you give them enough time. But most importantly, they fire while on thrusters. This means you can stagger anyone you want, while you can't be staggered in return because you're still on maneuver armor. The next weapon is the quadruple Sturmfaust. When 1 doesn't do much, 4 will do the job, and 8 does it over the top. Each Sturmfaust only does 1000 damage, but with 4, that's a respectable 4000. Double up with Overfeed, and that's 8000 damage. Be careful when you use them though, because they're the only instant stagger on this mobile suit, and comes with a very long 23-second reload. Next weapon that gets neglected a lot but is actually equally important is the Sekai's Rapid Fire Smart Gun. The exact same weapon on the support type Sekai's is the only weapon you can use when Overfeed just expired, yet it's really hard to use. 35% stagger per hit means you need to hit all 3 shots to get a stagger, but that's really a small problem compared to where they put the gun. On the left. Only 1 weapon on the Xeku Zwei fires from the right, and that's the Sekai's machine gun, which is ironically a lot better than the actual Sekai's machine gun. With 5% stagger per hit and 600 rounds per second, it's much better than the general type Sekai's machine gun in both damage and stagger. It's really hard on enemies with low ballistic defense, so use it when you don't have your missiles ready, or when you need something to fire from the right. Finally, you also have a set of Falcons. They come with high stagger, but the missiles outclass them in every way, so you seldom use them with that all. That's it with the weapons. Now the reason why the Xeku Zwei isn't a perfect mobile suit. There's just one really simple problem. This is as big as this mobile suit itself. With no emergency evasions, this mobile suit of exceptional size is extremely prone to getting chain stunned when Overfeed isn't active. And even when it is, it doesn't stop melees, which mostly come from angles you can't see for obvious reasons. To compensate for this weakness, I like to stay at the maximum range of the missiles when possible, where our enemy can do nothing about our wall of special buffers. With level 3 special buffers on the back and shoulders, level 4 special buffers for the feet, 28,000 base health, and almost maximum range defense, this mobile suit is very tough at range. Only when Overfeed expires, I'd go in for melees, but you have to be careful because you lose to raid types in melee priority. Speaking of which, why does the prototype Double Zeta get the same level of special buffers for his size and even more stagger reduction? That was the Xeku Zwei, the second biggest celestial object after the Nightingale. Without Overfeed, things are a bit iffy, having only one instant stagger every 23 seconds, and some weird guns that don't work with the gigantic hitbox. You also have to avoid melee fights because of your size and the lack of emergency evasions. But once you activate Overfeed, the Xeku Zwei is unstoppable! Literally a flying Zoc that has endless missiles for the enemy. As long as you keep out of the enemy's melee range, there's literally nothing they can do against you. Definitely worth the 970 recycled tickets. That's it from me today. Nothing beats overrunning the enemy with the sheer mass of all Zweis, and laters.